Let me just say it. I want Twitter to succeed. I want new Twitter owner Elon Musk to thrive in his efforts with Twitter. I like Twitter. And I like his leaning more towards allowing speech rather than over-censoring it. But I'll admit, I am worried about Twitter in the wake of some of the decisions that he's making. But first, the big decision I agree with, I support his ending the suspension of former President Trump, who's been banned from the platform since January 8th of 2021, when they determined he violated Twitter's glorification of violence rules for tweets surrounding January 6th. Now, suspension's one thing. A lifetime ban of a former president and now presidential candidate? Now, how Musk did it is part of the problem with Elon Musk. He appears to be winging everything. He'd previously pledged that a content moderation council that includes, quote, widely diverse viewpoints would review high-profile accounts that had been blocked. Apparently not so much. Musk put up a not-at-all scientific poll on Twitter that asked users if Trump should be allowed back, and with over 15 million responses, the ayes took it with 52% to 48% nays. Musk followed with a tweet that read, quote, the people have spoken, Trump will be reinstated, vox populi, vox Dei. That's Latin for, quote, the voice of the people is the voice of God. I don't even know if I pronounced Dei correctly. Now, Trump's reinstatement led to predictable outrage from the left, like this from Derek Johnson, president of the NAACP, who tweeted, quote, if Elon Musk continues to run Twitter like this using garbage polls that don't represent the American people and the needs of our democracy, God help us all. It gets even scarier. Check out how MSNBC's Anand Giridharadas warned Morning Joe of what he makes of Elon Musk's recent moves.
He brings back Donald Trump, who's kind of unleashed the white nationalist demons in this country on that platform and off in ways that are obviously have caused us to come to the brink of losing our democracy. Elon Musk's big idea is let's bring him back.
It's all Twitter's fault. It's all Twitter's fault. For his part, Trump officially claims he has no plans to go back to Twitter and use the attention to promote his own social network. But I don't know that he'll be able to resist the temptation to speak to his nearly 88 million Twitter followers, many of whom live outside the bubble of tried and true Trump supporters who he's communicating with now on Truth Social. Musk also announced that Kathy Griffin, Jordan Peterson, and the conservative satire site The Babylon Bee have also been permitted back on the platform. Again, more good news for speech as far as I'm concerned. As for where the line will be, the best guidance comes from who he's not allowing back. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones not being permitted to access his account. Jones, of course, called the Sandy Hook shooting a false flag conspiracy featuring child crisis actors and claimed no one was really killed. In response to a question about why he's not being allowed back, Musk tweeted, quote, I have no mercy for anyone who would use the deaths of children for gain, politics, or fame. But look, Musk has bigger issues to deal with. He started out by firing nearly half the staff, then a bunch of senior execs, including the head of ad sales and lead engineers. And he's made other decisions that make it feel like nothing is very thought out. Advertisers like General Motors, United Airlines, Eli Lilly have announced that they've stopped advertising on the platform, with many inside the media bubble questioning whether the platform will survive. I'm betting it will. I'm hoping it will. But coming back to the impact of Donald Trump returning to Twitter, let's bring in conservative talk show host, media critic, and co-host of the Benefit of Hindsight podcast, John Ziegler. John, thanks for coming back on. Appreciate it. All right, first, let me ask you real quick. Do you think Twitter survives?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no question when you have that many users who are addicted to something, it's not going to go away. I don't see any reason why it would, as much as some liberals might hope for it to go away under the new ruling of Elon Musk, who's now taking on the air of a Roman Empire, giving the thumbs up to please the Colosseum crowd. On the bright side, Dan, I think we finally came up with the type of close voting result that Trump supporters will accept as legitimate without contesting the outcome.
This is true. We lost you there for a second, but we got the point. All right, so let me ask you this. You sent me a direct message about why you think Trump coming back to Twitter is so significant for the 2024 election. This assumes he actually will come back. Why?
Well, because I believe that giving him his Twitter back is effectively, for his detractors, like giving Darth Vader back his lightsaber. Twitter is an incredibly important weapon for Trump.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.